All right, I'm rolling here.
I am rolling here too.
Okay. Okay, guys, Shabbat Shalom. Today is the 29th day, Mario? 28th day? 29th day?
29.
The 29th day out of our 49-day ministry. So we are moving right along. Very excited. We put out a press release and nobody read it. It's okay. I feel like we're still doing our job, so I don't feel bad. In fact, I feel kind of glad because one of my really close friends is a very famous movie star. In fact, he's been in Europe filming with Tom Cruise on the next Mission Impossible movies. And when I hang out with him, he doesn't have a lot of privacy. So I didn't want our ministry to get too big. And that's kind of why I'm wearing this prayer shawl, talit, because I thought, clan member, yeah, I thought, okay, maybe people wouldn't recognize me as much, so if I dress like this, I'd just recognize the hat and be like, oh, he's the zigzag guy, and if you don't see me without my zigzag hat, you won't recognize me, man. So yesterday we were talking about Revelation 6. I don't know which number. What number is it, Mario? The black horse.
The black horse is 6'5".
6:5. Revelation 6:5, the black horse, the third seal that Jesus opens. The first seal being the doctors and their pharmakia. The second seal being Matthew's wars and rumors of wars. Maybe there's going to be some real wars. Who knows? But Jesus told his followers not to be afraid, to read the signs of the times and not to be afraid. For all these things need to come to pass for us to get to his kingdom, his return. These were the signs of his coming in Matthew 24. And in Revelation, the black horse represented the scales. I mean, I always think of scales as judgment, as business, because you're weighing and measuring. But I think of it in judgment a lot because of Daniel, when the unbodied hand wrote on the wall, many, many tekel parcel, and Belshazzar, the king, Nebuchadnezzar's grandson or great-grandson, brings in Daniel the prophet to read what's on the wall, and he says, oh, you've been measured, you've been weighed and measured and found lacking, because these guys had been using the temple instruments to party with, the golden cups that had belonged in the Holy of Holies that Nebuchadnezzar had taken. And he didn't take it at first. It's funny, Jeremiah is such an interesting prophet because he kept telling these guys over and over. And I can relate to them because I feel like I started this ministry 15 years ago and I keep getting shut down and arrested and shut down. And so it slowed me down from getting to this point, but I think we're finally going to finish and complete teletestai, what we came to start. And I feel a great sense of relief. I got my 49 days in, I taught the Bible, and hopefully people will learn. And especially in this important time, because I feel like the seals of this book of Revelation have been opened. The doctors are trying to control people with the corona and the common cloth, the bow, which could be a toxin, because in Greek it's toxon, and God does like to work in puns and humor. Then you have the red horse, which I believe are the Chinese or the people using the Chinese government, the CCP, to make a global war, where instead of fighting all the world, they're taking the peace from the world with bribes and espionage, stealing corporate ideas, stealing intellectual property, and moving all the manufacturing to China. And our leaders are complicit in it because they've accepted these bribes, they've enriched their families and their children, and they've sold out the concept of a government of the people, for the people, by the people, self-rule basically, in order for control. And the Bible says these people win for a short time, but that what I believe most Christians think that they'll be raptured and taken away, harpazoed, which is a term, a Greek term, to be like snatched away right before you get run over by a horse and carriage. If somebody harpazos you, they grab you out of the way and snatch you out of harm's way. Well, I think part of that's what our mission is to reach those people who believe, and get them out of harm's way, because the black horse is inflation and famine and starvation, and that's what's coming next. All these things are kind of coming right in a row here. First we have the fake pandemic, then we have the undermining of our government by foreign powers, not just our government, but governments all around the world, by these central banks, and whether it's the Chinese or they're just using the Chinese, the result is the same. And now finally, famine, inflation, starvation, and what they're trying to do is get everyone to submit to their, quote, new world order, their new great economic reset, the whatever you want to call it, a new global order. And it's a one world system. Now, one way to beat their inflation, and I don't want to say I'm the crypto church, but we kind of are, because we're selling our church only for cryptocurrency, and we only accept cryptocurrency for donations, is to get cryptocurrency. And I think that it's not the long-term answer, but it's a short-term answer. And maybe a long-term answer, but I think in the end, it could still be used in a harmful way. Just like I really liked Donald Trump, and like my kids are fighting in the other room. We're trying to keep it quiet. We don't have a real set. I'm in my bedroom here. I got one of my pictures in the window. This is my wood-burning stove right here. This is upstairs at the church. Mario set it up here. He thought it'd be nice to have a different setting. So Mario was getting tired last night and he asked me to cut it early. So I'm gonna cut it early tonight too. I've only gone on for 7 minutes, that's not too bad. So the bottom line is, I think what God is doing is he's preparing his people. And if you're watching me and interested in the Bible and know that cannabis is a very important plant, a plant for the healing of all nations, then you probably smoked cannabis even though it was illegal. So you're the type of person that God could use, because you know that the government doesn't always tell the truth. And you're not afraid to act in a way different from their edicts. And Mario and I were talking how Mexico, we both live in both Mexico and the United States, and Mexico sometimes feels freer than the United States, even though it's not on paper, but because people ignore the government so much more there, that the people are freer mentally. Where here in the United States, we're more enslaved.
Only a select few get to ignore the government.
Yeah, and only a select few get to ignore the law, like Hillary Clinton, Antifa, they get to burn down cities without repercussions. The governors who release all these murders, and they're like, oh, there's an increase in murder, we need to take away the guns. It's like, you just left out all the criminals because of COVID out of jail. What did you expect would happen? So the government is lying to you all the time, like their fake whistleblower they dragged out with Facebook, and she got to go on 60 Minutes and in front of Congress. Like real whistleblowers go on James O'Keefe, and Project Veritas and get fired. These fake whistleblowers go in front of Congress and get praised by the media. The media basically works for foreign entities. They're no longer working for we the people. They're not the major media. I mean, there's real journalists like James O'Keefe who's trying to break a story, get people to expose the fake vaccines. Oh, now we're gonna get kicked off. All right, so just beep.
Don't make it too long, please.
Just beep that. All right, I'm cutting it out. Mario's asking me to cut it out right now. Anyways, buy some Shibu Inu. If you want to buy some cryptocurrency, buy some Bitcoin, buy some XRP, and buy some Shibu Inu. I am not a financial...
Shiba?
Shibu.
Shiba.
Shiba Inu? Oh, I always
I
thought
know
it
you
was...
kept saying Shibu. I didn't want to say it. I just saw that shit today, actually, 'cause I looked up for the logo.
Okay.
And it was like Shiba.
It's Shiba Inu. I thought it was Shibu Inu. Shiba Inu. Anyways, here's the thing. For Shibu Inu to reach 1 penny, there's like 300, there's basically 395 trillion of these Shibu Inu coins. So unlike Bitcoin, it's not rare, but it's readily available. It's cheap to transact, unlike Bitcoin. And it's good for the environment compared to Bitcoin. And
Pay us with that.
what's that? Yeah. And make a donation to us with that, especially once you bought some and made some money from it. And I am not a financial advisor. That's what I'm saying. So I am not here to financially advise you, but I'm here to spiritually advise you. The fact is, we're going to see inflation. You're seeing it already. The price of gas has just zoomed up from like $1.50 a gallon to $3 a gallon in 1 year. So when gas goes up, the price of food goes up because all of our food is brought on trucks. There's going to be big inflation. So be prepared. And if you believe in God, this is one of those signs telling you, hey, be prepared. And I do own Shiba Inu and I do own XRP. I don't have Bitcoin at the time, but I've gone in and out and I bought it before. And I think all the cryptocurrencies are good. I think some are better than others, but I think it's a hedge against inflation. So as your dollar becomes worth less and less, you can protect your buying power by putting some of your money into Shiba Inu, XRP, or some other cryptocurrency. And I don't make any commission on it, but I've done the same thing. I've got gold and silver. I've got some food saved up. I have some and I have some weapons, but I don't want to promote weapons. But I think that everyone should be prepared at whatever level they need to feel comfortable and prepared. And I have some cryptocurrency. And I think a nice balance of all those things would be a good idea because the government doesn't respect your savings. They're printing money like crazy and stealing from you without you really knowing it. And it's not the government. The government doesn't print the money. They borrow the money. So if they borrow another $3.55 trillion, that means they're just gonna print that much more, and they really don't even print it. They just print it up on a computer, becomes worth less and less, and you need to protect yourself somehow because of that huge price increases of food. So my suggestion, Shibu Inu, and if we have hyperinflation, that will help to hopefully protect you a little bit. It's my opinion, my humble opinion, as Matt Lambo says from the Lambo channel, Moon Lambo. And Mario's dying. I gotta go. Bye.